Modern caterers panic when handling 100 guests. Yet medieval cooks fed 500 people using only wood fires and basic tools. Royal feasts served thousands without gas stoves, electric ovens, or refrigeration systems. Castle kitchens operated like military operations, turning raw ingredients into elaborate banquets through ingenious methods that modern event planners have forgotten completely. Ready to discover these lost catering secrets? Technique 1. Communal ovens in medieval villages. The massive stone oven represented community cooperation at its finest. These behemoths, some measuring 8 feet across, retained heat from a single firing for an entire day. Village bakers coordinated. Like clockwork, first came the bread when temperatures peaked, then pastries as heat dropped, finally dried fruits and slow-cooked stews. Historical records from 14th century Provence describe scheduling systems where 20 families shared one oven, creating enough bread for feast days without anyone owning individual cooking facilities. The efficiency would make modern industrial bakers weep. Technique 2. Kitchen. Teams' medieval feast preparation transformed ordinary kitchen workers into military-style units that coordinated dozens of people through specialized roles and hierarchical command structures. Master chefs didn't just cook, they commanded kitchen brigades with the precision of battlefield generals. The genius lay in functional organization. Workers divided into specialized groups: meat preparation specialists, vegetable processing teams, bread baking experts, and serving coordinators. Each group developed deep expertise while understanding overall feast, timing requirements through communication systems that coordinated activities across different kitchen areas. Training programs prepared workers through daily practice during smaller meals, with experienced staff teaching newcomers essential skills. While maintaining quality standards during high-pressure situations, teams developed efficiency through repeated coordination, creating muscle memory that prevented mistakes during major celebrations. What separated successful feasts from disasters was leadership hierarchy. Head cooks supervised overall operations, while delegating specific tasks to skilled workers who managed particular stations. Apprentices contributed essential labor while learning through hands-on experience, creating a system that developed skilled workers while maintaining operational efficiency. Recent analysis of medieval kitchen facilities reveals specialized work areas and coordination points designed for large staff operations. The systems produced elaborate multi-course feasts through organized human effort rather than expensive equipment, a management model that modern restaurants are rediscovering after decades of technology dependence. Technique 3. Underground pits. Medieval cooks discovered that earth itself could become their most powerful oven. Master chefs dug massive pits, lined them with stones, and filled them with glowing coals before burying entire animals under layers of earth. The genius lay in radiant heat distribution. These underground ovens stayed scorching hot for 12 hours straight, slow roasting whole pigs and cattle, while kitchen staff focused on other preparations. Recent excavations at Kenilworth Castle reveal pit systems that could feed 800 soldiers simultaneously. Technique 4. Cauldron systems. Master Hugh, head cook at Château de Vincennes, supervised a kitchen innovation that modern industrial operations spend millions trying to replicate. The coordinated cauldron network. These massive iron vessels, each holding 40 gallons, suspended over carefully managed fires like industrial-scale soup machines. The secret weapon was parallel processing. While one cauldron simmered broths, another prepared vegetables, a third handled grains, and a fourth managed meat dishes. Teams of skilled stirrers used 8-foot wooden paddles, maintaining consistent temperatures through precise fire management, techniques passed down through generations of professional cooks. Separated amateur from professional was understanding cauldron chemistry. Large quantities retained flavors naturally, requiring minimal seasoning compared to smaller batches. Medieval communities developed ingredient sharing networks where different households contributed supplies, while sharing cooking, labor, and fuel. Costs. Professional timing sequences coordinated multiple cauldron preparations to finish simultaneously, a logistics nightmare that medieval cooks solved through pure human coordination. They controlled heat levels through strategic coal placement and stirring techniques that prevented burning while ensuring thorough cooking. Kitchen records from the Duke of Burgundy's household reveal cauldron systems that produced 2,000 portions of hearty stew daily during extended celebrations. Today's $50,000 commercial soup kettles can't match the efficiency these medieval masters achieved with iron, fire, and genius coordination. Technique 5. Preservation hubs forget everything you know about food. Storage. Medieval preservation centers operated like sophisticated food processing facilities weeks before major feasts. These specialized zones transformed raw ingredients into shelf-stable supplies through smoking, salting, drying, and fermentation techniques that modern food science is rediscovering. Smoking stations created controlled environments where meats and fish absorbed flavor, while achieving perfect preservation. Salt curing areas used precise dehydration methods that eliminated harmful bacteria through osmotic pressure. No refrigeration required. Drying racks accommodated fruits, vegetables, and herbs in carefully ventilated spaces that prevented spoilage while concentrating flavors. Here's where it gets fascinating. Fermentation chambers produced preserved vegetables, dairy products, and beverages that actually improved with age. Teams manage fermentation timing like wine masters, achieving optimal flavors and textures for specific serving dates. The technique that changed everything was seasonal coordination. Workers aligned preservation activities with agricultural cycles, processing ingredients at peak quality while ensuring adequate supplies for winter celebrations. This eliminated food waste while creating diverse menu options from basic ingredients. Excavations at Carcassonne Castle reveal preservation facilities with specialized chambers, drainage systems, and ventilation networks that maintain perfect storage conditions naturally. Medieval cooks achieved food safety standards that modern regulations struggle to match, using nothing but natural processes and centuries of accumulated wisdom. Technique 6. Serving chains at Eleanor of Aquitaine's wedding feast. Kitchen staff perfected a human coordination system that puts modern logistics to shame. The medieval serving chain? This wasn't random food delivery, it was military precision applied to hospitality. Professional servers organized into hierarchical teams, where experienced staff managed complex dishes, while newcomers handled basic distribution. The breakthrough was systematic relay processes that moved prepared food from kitchen to dining hall through predetermined routes, creating human conveyor belts that ensured hot food reached tables within minutes. Medieval halls featured strategic serving points designed by architects who understood traffic flow better than modern efficiency experts. Kitchen locations connected to dining areas through service corridors optimized for rapid movement, with specialized equipment, including heated platters and insulated containers that maintained food temperatures without electricity. What modern event planners call impossible, serving 500+ discs simultaneously, medieval teams accomplished through practiced coordination during regular meals. Multiple serving lines operated in parallel, preventing bottlenecks while maintaining quality control through designated monitors who ensured consistent presentation. Studies of surviving castle layouts reveal serving infrastructure specifically designed for large feast operations. The systems delivered hot, fresh food to hundreds of guests using pure human organization. No warming equipment, no modern transportation, just brilliant coordination that today's catering companies wish they could replicate. Technique 7. Spit networks. Step into the great kitchen of Warwick Castle, where dozens of iron spits rotated simultaneously over carefully controlled fires. Kitchen boys worked in shifts, turning handles that kept various meats cooking evenly. Small birds on high spits, massive haunches of beef on lower ones, creating a vertical cooking system that maximized every inch of fire space. The breakthrough came when master cooks realized they could coordinate spit timing to finish cooking at exact serving intervals. Grease collection troughs prevented dangerous flare-ups while capturing precious drippings for sauces. Surviving kitchen accounts from Westminster Palace detailed 12 spit systems operating continuously during coronation feasts, producing perfectly cooked meat for over 600 guests. Technique 8. Storage networks. Deep beneath Chateau de Chambord, medieval storage masters created preservation systems that maintained food quality without a single electrical device. These were unsimple pantries. They were sophisticated, climate-controlled environments that protected ingredients through natural ventilation and strategic architectural design. Underground chambers maintained consistent temperatures that prevented spoilage, while protecting supplies from seasonal weather changes. Different zones accommodated various food types through specialized construction. grain storage areas with moisture control, meat preservation chambers with airflow systems, and dairy storage with natural cooling. That rivaled modern refrigeration. The technique that seems impossible today was community storage networks. Multiple households and suppliers, connected through resource-sharing systems that reduced individual costs while ensuring adequate quantities for major celebrations. Storage coordination required detailed record-keeping and inventory management that prevented waste while maximizing available supplies. Professional storage managers understood preservation science and rotation
Monasteries
techniques
leased
that
out the
maintained
fishing
food
rights on
quality
rivers.
through careful monitoring and systematic organization. They arranged storage areas for efficient access during feast preparation while protecting valuable ingredients from contamination through strategic placement and natural preservation methods. Excavations reveal storage facilities with specialized chambers, drainage systems, and ventilation networks that created optimal conditions using architectural principles alone. Medieval communities achieved food security that modern supply chains struggle to match, using natural methods and careful planning instead of expensive refrigeration technology. Technique 9. Water systems. Medieval water management represented engineering brilliance that modern plumbing systems attempt to replicate using expensive pumps and complex infrastructure. Castle complexes featured elaborate collection, storage, and distribution networks that supported massive feast operations through gravity-fed systems and natural flow principles. Master engineers understood hydraulic principles that directed water from multiple sources: wells, springs, and rainwater collection, through distribution networks that supplied kitchen operations continuously. Storage cisterns maintained reserves during feast periods when demand increased dramatically, ensuring adequate supplies through strategic capacity planning. The breakthrough was separation systems. Different water supplies handled cooking, cleaning, and waste disposal, preventing contamination while providing adequate quantities for all operations. Hot water preparation used efficient heating methods that conserved precious fuel while supplying necessary quantities for cooking and sanitation. Medieval communities organized water transport through human labor and mechanical aids that moved supplies from sources to kitchen areas through coordinated scheduling. Teams managed collection and distribution timing that met cooking requirements while maintaining sanitation standards through systematic organization. Analysis of medieval castle water systems reveals sophisticated infrastructure, including storage facilities, distribution networks, and waste management that maintained sanitary conditions during large-scale preparation. These systems supplied hundreds of guests through engineering principles and natural flow management. No electric pumps, no municipal supplies, just brilliant hydraulic design and human coordination. Technique 10. Fire control. In the smoky kitchens of medieval castles, firemasters wielded flame-like symphony conductors, directing complex orchestras. These weren't random cooking fires. They were precision heating systems that supplied multiple cooking stations with exact temperatures through fuel management and airflow control that modern gas systems struggled to match. Professional fire tenders understood combustion science that coordinated different flame characteristics for various cooking methods. Roasting fires required steady, even heat, while bread ovens needed intense initial heating, followed by gradual cooling. Kitchen staff organized fuel allocation and management schedules that supported all operations through strategic coal and wood distribution. The secret was simultaneous coordination. Multiple heating operations finished together through timing sequences that required understanding fire behavior and heat distribution. Fire managers controlled intensity through fuel selection and airflow management, maintaining consistent cooking temperatures while preventing dangerous flare-ups through continuous monitoring. Safety systems prevented kitchen disasters while maintaining operational efficiency during busy feast periods. Teams monitored conditions continuously while maintaining water supplies for emergencies, using ventilation systems that removed smoke while directing heat appropriately. Research into medieval kitchen remains reveals elaborate fire management, including multiple hearths, ventilation networks, and safety measures that provided adequate heat for hundreds of guests. The systems achieved temperature control through human skill and natural airflow. No gas lines, no electric systems, just mastery of flame and physics. Technique 11. Waste management. What modern cities struggle with using expensive trucks and processing facilities, medieval communities solved through circular systems that eliminated waste while creating valuable resources. Kitchen teams developed comprehensive protocols that transformed cooking byproducts into agricultural fertilizer, animal feed, and compost that improved soil fertility. The genius was integration. Organic waste directed to animal feeding operations, composting areas, and fertilizer production created closed-loop systems that benefited entire communities. Kitchen staff organized collection schedules that removed materials before decomposition created problems. While waste sorting separated reusable materials from disposal items, medieval communities understood decomposition science that converted kitchen waste into valuable soil amendments. Through systematic processing, this eliminated disposal costs while providing agricultural benefits that supported future food production, a sustainability model that modern environmental science is rediscovering. Professional waste managers coordinated removal timing with feast schedules, maintaining kitchen sanitation during busy periods through efficient transport systems. They organized disposal methods that prevented contamination while maximizing resource recovery through systematic processing. Studies of medieval castle complexes reveal waste management systems, including disposal areas,
at the
composting
cathedral,
facilities, and
shaped
processing
the pieces of
methods
stained
that
glass,
maintained
and
sanitary
1530s,
conditions during
Henry
large-scale
VIII targeted
preparation.
this valuable
The systems
material
created zero
during the
waste through
dissolution of
natural
the monasteries.
recycling. No landfills,
It was
no
ripped
incineration,
out, melted,
just
and
intelligent
sold.
resource cycling that modern sustainability experts
what you're going to do
consider
is
revolutionary.
take a piece of that.
Technique 12. Timeline planning.
Is returning to complete
Master
the panel.
Guillaume, head cook at
Some of the
Chateau de
largest and
Vincennes,
most elaborate
faced an
windows.
impossible challenge. Coordinate 15 different cooking processes to finish simultaneously for 800 guests. His solution was timeline planning
At the
so
cathedral,
sophisticated
Ruth
that modern
shaped the
project
pieces of
managers
stained
study
glass and-
medieval feast schedules to understand complex coordination. Preparation schedules began weeks beforehand, with ingredient procurement, preservation activities, and preliminary cooking arranged according to optimal timing sequences. Different food items required varying preparation periods, some processes starting days early while others needed immediate pre-serving attention. The breakthrough came through understanding ingredient behavior and cooking times that allowed accurate timeline development for complex multi-course feasts. Professional planners scheduled cooking sequences that maximized equipment utilization, while ensuring dishes finished at precise serving moments, balancing competing resource needs through systematic allocation. Medieval timeline managers adjusted schedules based on ingredient availability and cooking progress, while maintaining overall feast timing through flexible planning that accommodated unexpected delays. They coordinated multiple kitchen teams and processes through detailed scheduling that prevented bottlenecks while maintaining quality standards. Surviving records from castle feast preparations reveal planning, facilities including record-keeping areas, and coordination. Centers that managed complex scheduling without computers or modern communication. Timeline planning required extensive experience and detailed process understanding that created successful feasts through human coordination rather than technological assistance. Technique 13. Quality assurance, medieval quality control, operated like modern factory inspection systems, but relied on human expertise rather than mechanical testing. Kitchen supervisors developed protocols that monitored every preparation stage from ingredient selection through final presentation, ensuring consistent standards across massive quantities. Food safety measures included ingredient inspection, temperature monitoring, and storage assessment that prevented contamination while maintaining quality. Teams understood spoilage indicators and prevention methods that maintained safety standards during extended preparation periods through systematic observation and corrective action. The technique that separated professional from amateur was systematic testing. Medieval cooks implemented procedures and correction methods that maintained feast quality while managing large-scale production. Challenges through experienced judgment and continuous monitoring, quality managers coordinated inspection activities across multiple kitchen areas while maintaining preparation schedules and efficiency requirements. They identified problems early and implemented corrections that prevented issues from affecting overall feast success through integrated quality assurance that connected with all preparation activities. Here's what modern food science finds remarkable. Medieval quality control maintained safety and presentation standards for hundreds of guests without testing equipment or regulatory oversight. Kitchen supervisors achieved consistent results through skilled observation and systematic attention to detail. Analysis of medieval castle kitchens reveals quality facilities, including inspection areas, testing methods, and correction procedures that maintained standards through human expertise rather than mechanical systems. A model that modern food operations are rediscovering.
Ruths shaped
Technique
pieces
14.
of stained glass, and
Resource
1530s.
allocation.
Henry
Medieval
VIII
resource
targeted
management
this
represented
valuable
logistics
material
mastery
during
that
the
modern
dissolution
supply
of the
chains
monasteries.
attempt to achieve
It was
using
ripped
expensive
out,
tracking systems
melted,
and computer
and sold.
algorithms. Kitchen managers distributed ingredients,
what you're going to do
labor,
is
and
take a
equipment
piece of
among competing processes while maintaining
Is
feast quality
returning to
through
complete the
allocation
panel.
systems that
Some of the
maximized
largest
utilization
and most elaborate
while
windows.
preventing shortages. Ingredient distribution ensured adequate supplies for all dishes while preventing waste through portion control and recipe scaling.
At the cathedral,
Managers
Ruths
coordinated
shaped the
procurement
pieces of
with
stained
preparation
glass and
schedules, ensuring availability when needed through resource planning that balanced feast requirements with storage capabilities and budget constraints. The secret was community cooperation. Medieval resource networks connected multiple households and suppliers through sharing systems that reduced individual costs while ensuring adequate quantities for celebrations. Resource pooling maximized purchasing power and storage efficiency through collaborative planning. Professional managers understood ingredient behaviors and storage requirements that enabled efficient allocation decisions during feast preparation. They coordinated resource distribution with cooking schedules while maintaining quality standards through monitoring that prevented shortages while minimizing waste. What modern inventory systems accomplish through digital tracking, medieval managers achieved through detailed planning and human coordination. They managed complex resource requirements through systematic allocation that balanced competing needs while maintaining operational efficiency. Castle excavations reveal resource management, including storage facilities, distribution networks, and allocation procedures that supported feast operations for hundreds of guests through planning and coordination rather than technological systems. Technique 15. Emergency systems. Medieval feast managers understood what modern event planners often ignore. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. They developed comprehensive backup systems that addressed equipment failures, ingredient shortages, and timing problems through alternative solutions that maintained feast success despite unexpected crises. Emergency cooking methods included backup heating systems, ingredient substitutions, and modified preparation techniques that preserved feast quality despite problems. Teams trained in emergency procedures that enabled rapid response to failures through planning that addressed likely scenarios. The genius was community mutual aid. Medieval networks provided emergency support during feast preparation crises through shared equipment, ingredient exchanges, and labor assistance that prevented failures due to individual household problems. Emergency cooperation ensured celebration success through collaborative problem solving. Professional emergency managers understood resource reallocation that addressed various crisis scenarios through quick decision-making and flexible solutions. They maintained emergency supplies and equipment while coordinating backup labor resources through systematic preparation. What sets medieval emergency planning apart was comprehensive preparation. They anticipated problems and developed solutions before crises occurred, creating resilient systems that maintained operations despite difficulties. Castle studies reveal emergency preparation, including backup equipment, alternative cooking methods, and supply procedures that maintained feast operations through various problems without modern emergency services. Emergency planning required extensive preparation and contingency development that ensured success regardless of circumstances.